Thomas, and Tim Omlu goes over a tenth of a second fast.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Season 10, Round 1 at the Nürburgring GP circuit. Formula Trout League's Challenger Split, the first round of the new season. The first round featuring the VRC Formula Alpha, the new car for this season. We've previously been using the excellent RSS cars. We've now switched to the VRC this season, and we are currently 9 minutes into qualifying. I am joined by Kilgore Trout. Hello, Kilgore.
Hello.
Now, the grid is, to anyone who watched last season, there was a few familiar faces on the grid, but we've had quite a few new drivers this season. Obviously, a few new teams coming in, few teams have come up to Master, a few teams have come down from Master, I think, even. We're following Dmitry Kamishov here, who is a new signing for Griffin Red. Griffin Red last season, I believe, was the one in Master Split. I know there was Griffin Ultra last season too, but I don't think that team exists anymore, and we've now got Griffin Red as Kamishov's weaving all over the track to try warm his tyres.
Griffin Red was indeed the challenger team last season. Hello everyone.
Thanks for the correction, Christoph. This is Christoph. He is doing our race directing. He's also the owner of the Griffin family of teams, so the owner of Griffin Red. Currently, Columba Griffiths setting the benchmark with a 127.1. Now, I don't think the track's fully rubbered in yet, but it's Griffin 1-2 at the moment. Griffin Red 1-2. P3, we have Adam Woodward, who, another name familiar last season, driving for Bag Academy, another team that is returning from the previous Season 9. There's a few changes this season, actually, I think we should go over in regards to the rules. Obviously, here at Formula Trout League, we try and mirror some of the real-life Formula 1 rule changes. So, as people who do follow the sport will know, the Q2 in real life, Q2 Tyre Rule, where you have to start your tyres on the qualifying tyre, has now changed. We do not run that here too. So previously, last season, you qualified on those C4, C5 tyres. You would have to start on those C4, C5 tyres. Apparently the volume is very quiet. I am just going to raise that. Thank you for the notification. Yes, so the drivers no longer need to qualify on those tyres, start on the tyres they qualified on. So we'll see a lot of C5 and C4 runners, which are the softest tyres available for these cars, much faster, but no chance whatsoever to run those in the race. They would just wear out immediately. Apparently my game is already very loud, so let's see what I can do about this. That should be a little better. If it's too loud now, please let us know.
So a lot of drivers who used to be in the Master Split, also back in the Challenger Split, Kamishov, Columba Griffiths, as well as Stoyan, Amarim as well. So just to give you basically an idea that these drivers, they're not slow, they just weren't fast enough to get into the Master Split really. That's just how kind of cutthroat the pre-season qualifying was.
Yeah, it's a very good point to bring up, actually. I didn't think about that at all. Stoyan is one of our few Challenger Split champions. I think he won the inaugural Challenger Split season back in Season 7. He went up to Season 8, Season 9 to the Master Split, but now, yeah, back in Challenger Split. Not a slow driver at all as he drifts around turn 1 there. Not a slow driver at all, but yeah, the grid is super cutthroat now, and he's back in Challenger, go for another title, which I'm sure he is perfectly capable of doing. Yeah, he is part of the Golf Racing team, which is part of your Oxygen family of teams, and yeah, they've come from Master back to Challenger, and definitely one of the championship favourites here.
Yeah, we got bored of the master split, so we thought we'd try a new challenge.
Try a new challenger split. Haha. Oh, no, it's awful. Sorry.
I think the joke was already implied, but thank you. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how these guys perform tonight. Really, I don't think anyone has any favourites going in. I think we're all a bit blind. If we look at the current best laps around, is that made a little spin there?
Anderson spinning, yeah. Anderson spinning in one of the new teams. Not 100% how to pronounce the name, but they have a very red car. Red floor, red T-cam, red rear wing, red rims, red tyres at the moment as well, yeah. Yeah, a little problem at turn 1 there, but this is one of our new teams and a new pair of drivers. I believe it's father and son, but I could be wrong.
Oh, that's awesome, man. I like to hear stuff like that. Family teams. And with the Amorim brothers. I'm unable to access Stat Tracker. Am I being a player?
I think you're being a pleb.
I am.
Oh, so we can we're riding on board with Columba Griffiths here. You can see the porpoising of the cars. You know, the setups on these cars are made to replicate the real Formula 1 cars. This car is obviously based off the Formula 1 regulations. Real life, if the setup isn't fully dialed in, or maybe the setup can be dialed in, but the porpoising is going to be just as fast. You can see down the back straight there, and as he comes into turn 1, he's backed out the lap actually. But the car bouncing up and down on the straights, it's not the most comfortable ride in the world. Obviously in real life they feel the bumps through the seat. Sim racing it's not as bad, but you feel it through the wheel and it can be quite disorientating, especially as you come up to the braking zone or you're battling with other cars. Oh, we've got a yellow flag for Peters there, going very slowly just after Schumacher S. I wonder if he maybe ran out of fuel or has damage. Not sure, he's rolling very slowly off the track there.
Maybe he's spun and is just trying to rejoin the track without hindering anyone else. Let's hope. It looks like his car's still running.
Yeah, it's a very fast corner, so you really don't want to get in anyone's way.
Got Kamishov just on a lap here. We'll ride on board through this lap, see how we can do. He's 5/10 off his teammate at the moment. B2, so not too bad, but I'm sure he would like to be on pole. Tiptoeing the car around those first few sectors. Sorry, go on, Kilgore.
Well, as everyone else is already aware in the league, we've had pre-season qualifying, which basically decides the splits. The faster drivers end up in the master split, and the rest in the challenger split. But yeah, looking at the times, I mean, these guys have had well over, I'd say, nearly a month, if not more, to prepare for this first race, so they should all be well dialed in. But yeah, during that time we've seen obviously a lot of people set times on the official servers. Looking at this, so Giovanni Amorim being one of the fastest on the track at the moment, he managed to set a 1:26. I think
Giovanni's in a master split.
It's his brother, is it? My
yeah.
bad.
Yeah, the once pairing of Bruno and Giovanni Amorim, which I think were paired for a champion. No, they didn't win the championship, did they? They just missed out, I think. Or did they? No, yes, Bag did win the championship a few seasons ago. But yeah, they split up the brother pairing, and they're in different teams and different splits now. But it makes it a little confusing for us, but it is fine as he comes into the pits probably for his last run. He's got 3 minutes remaining.
So yeah, I mean, going by this then, yeah, Columba Griffiths looks like to be the current favourite tonight. His best was a 1:26.8 after 101 legal laps on the server.
Yeah, very strong lap time. I know Columbo is very, very proven driver, especially in Challenger Split. He was here again for the inaugural Challenger Split season. Fought a lot with Cyprian for the championship, fought with me when I was back in a Challenger Split. Very, very fast driver, very good wheel to wheel. And yeah, you maybe said, you know, no favourites. I think he's definitely one to watch. He has the experience now. Maybe mount that championship challenge. So Kron just set P3 lap time. Lap time for P3, 127.697. A few tenths off Kamishov, but might be able to set another lap if he's got enough battery in the... I was going to say battery in the tank then. Fuel in the tank and battery remaining in the car. Alright, we'll ride on board with Columba Griffiths for an entire lap here. You can see the porpoising in turn 1, super bouncy, gets on the brakes, gets into turn 1 nice and easy. Turn 2 just hugs the inside line, running it out to the exit. Same for turn 3, very similar corners, you have to go slow throughout, and then just a little lift into turn 4 and a little acceleration down to turn 5. And turn 6, very, very fast chicane. There's a few cars in front of him, should hopefully get out the way. We'll see as he comes down the hill now, very, very bumpy part of the circuit, into the hairpin, braking as late as you can, hugging the inside. Now, an exit here is really, really important. Obviously, you have this corner up ahead, but this corner is completely flat out, the Schumacher S. Very easy flat in these Formula 1 cars, but you want to stay away from the curbs. You see the car bouncing once again as he comes into another left-right chicane. Touches the curb a little bit on entry. Car off on the inside there on the right. I think that is Spencer Owens or Mason Owens, not sure who that was. Yeah, Mason. Thank you. Yeah, bouncing again down the back straight. The DRS is open. When the DRS is open, it's super, super bouncy. He gets on the brakes as late as possible, taking the curb at the chicane. Oh, I thought he was backing out with the lap then. Now with the last corner, you have to... Oh, as he's lost the rear. That'll cost him a bunch of time. Obviously, he's currently in first still, but I don't think he's going to improve. No, backs out of the lap just before the line. Lost it at the last corner.
Yeah, probably won't be able to improve. Obviously, would have dumped all of his battery on that lap. That's unfortunately the nature of these cars. You know, you're obviously going to use as much of the battery as you're allocated to get the most out of the car. So these guys tend to do one fast lap and then one in lap, as we refer to it.
The checkered flag's now out, so the laps they set now are the laps that count. Kamishov not able to improve. That's P2 for him. See if anyone can challenge Columba at the front. McCormack's on a lap, I think. He's 8 tenths off at the moment. He might be able to find the time. Yeah, as you say, though, the battery... he made a mistake at the worst part of the track, basically. Because if you make a mistake, Sector 1, Sector 2, you can, you know, pause the deployment, start recovering that battery, get the energy back in the car so you can do another lap. You mess up at the last corner, your battery's already empty, so it doesn't really give you the chance to do anything else. It just ruins your current lap and does not give you the chance to do another. McCormack coming down into the chicane here. I'm not sure if he's on a very fast lap. He's 125 already. Yeah, in the pit lane.
Carlos is on a fast lap though.
Yeah, Carlos just behind, coming into the last corner. Can he hold it on? Not like Columba did. Yes, he can. Holds the inside, powers to the outside, runs the curb. Is he able to improve? Yes, P8, 128.416. Gets in front of Owens there. So, our poleman is Columba Griffiths, who is stopped at the side of the track for whatever reason. And P2 for Dmitry Kamishov, who's still going round, but obviously his time will not count. He crossed the line after the checkered flag had gone. So, yeah, that's a fantastic 1-2 for Griffin Red there. I imagine you must be very pleased with that, Christoph.
Yes, I am. I mean, obviously you have expectations because we have the split qualifying, so you know what level everyone is on about. But yeah, 1-2 was not expected. Not like Mercedes. No, okay, we're first like the last 7 years, but we hope to be strong. And yes, very looking forward to the first race now. Hope they don't run each other off the road.
I'm sure they'll be fine. They're both very, very experienced drivers, so yeah, they should put on a very, very good show for us. But just to go down the top 10, in P1 is Columba Griffiths, who set a 127.0, so that's a very quick lap time, 5 tenths to his teammate Dmitry Kamishov in P2. On the second row of the grid, we have Alexander Kron and Forrest McCormack, with both setting very, very close lap times. And then third row, Anthony Penn for, I believe it's Ace Energy? I'm not sure what team he's driving for in the family of teams.
Anthony Penn is part of the is driver for the Horizon Racing team, which
Oh yeah,
is...
of course. Ace Energies in Master Split. Sorry. Yeah. So Anthony Penn, good lap time there. Only a few hundredths, in fact, off McCormack in P4, and then Adam Woodward right behind him for the Bag Academy car. Ciprian Stoyan, our champion on the grid, in P7 with Carlos Kamanis in P8 just behind, and then Mason Owens and, oh, I'm not 100% on how to pronounce this, Ignace Doxis? Sorry if I've got that wrong. Please tell me after the race. It rounds out our top 10.
Yeah, majority of the drivers obviously opting for the C3 tyre during that qualifying session, excluding Alexander Kron going for the C4. But that doesn't matter in the race now. They have free tyre choice. Just under 2 minutes now before the lights out. Everyone will be rushing to the toilet. Hopefully they wash their hands as well afterwards.
I wasn't talking on stream then, apologies. Yeah, a bit of an unfortunate thing of the grid here. Due to how the nature of Assetto Corsa, the grid is set quite far back, so some of the cars at the back of the field will be starting around the corner almost, around the last corner. We've seen that in a few races before at this circuit. It's a bit of a penalty for qualifying near the back. Obviously, you know, qualifying is you want to get as high up as the grid as possible, so don't qualify that far back. Or, you know, try not to qualify that far back, because that's just a bit of an extra thing, which unfortunately is going to disadvantage you.
Yeah, that's fair.
All the cars waiting on the grid now, which is Griffin Red, P1 and P2.
Just over 30 seconds to go now. Everyone opting for the C3 tyre to start on, except Stephen Hepner going for the C2. Jacob Anderson right at the back as well, C4. Joel Anderson on the C4. It'll be interesting to see how their races pan out. But yeah, the majority of the drivers opting for the same strategy.
And it's lights out, and away we go.
Sorry, there's a bit of a stream lag on there. Good start from both drivers at Columbia Red. Griffin, what am I saying? And it looks like Cap's got the inside there, and he has, yeah. Sorry for this. Is it? It might be a red flag, is it not? Or
No, just one car, I think.
No, the race continues. Kamishov's in the lead. McCormack's actually gotten into second place now. Griffith's not having the best of starts. Managing to hold on there though. And Skimanis up to 7th. Stoyan in 5th as well. Great start for those two. But fairly clean so far, except for that little incident into turn 1. Do we know who it was that?
Looks like it was Knowles, maybe. He's 5 seconds off the next car, so yeah, I think he might have got caught up in that at turn 1.
But yeah, I mean, Kamishov already making a break away from McCormack. But it's been noted that the DRS is very overpowered, so we'll be seeing yeah, very interesting overtakes on lap 3 when that's activated. Big lock up there into the chicane. I think that was from Kron. There we go, sorry. I'm having to switch streams just so I can actually... Unfortunately, the Discord one's really kind of pixelated for me. Sorry about that. But yeah, the gap's already beginning to form in. The closest battle up front is between Stoyan and Woodward at the moment. Skamanis finds his way down into P8. S10 is on the hunt. So, what are the predictions for these tyres then? When's the pit window opening for these C3 tyres?
Well, we ran the test race here as Columbus very close into the chicane. Obviously, DRS is not enabled yet, but it's very, very close. And we ride on board with McCormack here. Yeah, the I think in the test race, a lot of the drivers opted for the C3s onto the C2 strategy. So, you know, quite conservative, you could say, but it seemed to work well. A few drivers might try the C4s, maybe. I doubt a 2-stop, but C2 to C... Well, I don't think there is any cars on the C2s, is there? Sorry. You said they were all on the C3s. Oh, there is a few cars on the C2s. Okay. Yeah, so maybe those C2 starters might switch onto the C4s, but yeah, we'll see how the tyre degradation goes. Griffith's right into turn 1 here, down the inside. Is he able to make it stick? Yes, he is. Bit of a lockup, but then a big snap of oversteer for McCormack, and that's Griffith's taken back into P2. Kamishov pulled a 3-second lead already. See if he can catch that gap back up.
Well, if there's anyone who can do it, it's Griffiths, but it's a matter of whether or not he can keep the car planted. You know, from previous experience watching Griffiths, a bit touch and go. Not to put the guy down, he's very talented, but at the same time, the consistency isn't always there.
Oh, sorry, the teammates touched. Cron just touched with Herrero, I think. Cron had made a mistake, went off the track, and then just through the chicane there, came together with his teammate, took him off. That's Herrero all the way down to P14, P15 now, so disaster for him. Cron's dropped places, Herrero's dropped places, and drivers just in front were swapping places. I think Penn just overtook Stoyan for P5. Now DRS is enabled this lap as Stoyan runs wide before the DRS straight, so not ideal, not what he wants to do. Okay, so Marham now... Oh, I'm not sure what happened. Oh, McCormack! Oh, McCormack's off! He was running P3, he's off at the chicane, down to P6.
Oh,
P7.
Just saw the sunbeam come from Stephen Hefner's car.
It's a very special livery indeed.
Yeah, he's unlocked Sonic Boom.
Yeah, so McCormack made a mistake at the chicane. When I was driving the car, you know, I really struggled with that chicane, so I can tell you how difficult it is. And yeah, McCormack's well foul of that. Dropped down to P7 after running P3 at the start of the race behind Carlos Skamanis here. Had the DRS into turn 1, but not brave enough to make a move. An interesting thing with these cars, something we've not had to deal with before. These cars are very, very sensitive when it comes to the tyres, more so than anything we've driven before. Those tyres heat up and they stay hot, and then obviously you're going to slide around then, getting hotter and hotter. It's, you know, you slide, make the tyres hot. The tyres being hot make you slide, and then it just continues on and on and on. And yeah, McCormack might really struggle with that through the next few corners, trying to follow Skamanis here. You should have the pace to be able to overtake, looking at his initial early race pace, but we'll see. We'll have the DRS on this straight now. Oh, Skamanis runs wide.
Hefner unfortunately made a mistake as well.
Huge crash from McCormack and Skamanis there. Skamanis ran a little wide. McCormack just touched him, and then, yeah, tried to hold onto the car, nothing he could do. Skamanis has got going again. I'm not sure what's going on. There's action all over the field. Stoyan's into P3. Woodward is into P4. I have no idea what happened, sorry, but yeah, Stoyan now up to P3. Didn't even set a good lap, but yeah, Woodward did a 141 that lap, so he must have made a mistake.
There was a small pile up at the chicane. I don't know if they tried to go 3 wide into the chicane, but 3 cars were around at once.
Gap to P2 is 14 seconds now, so yeah, there must have been a big incident there. A lot of people with damage on their front wing.
Yeah, we see Skamanis there, who got caught up on that incident on the back straight. He's pitted already. It'll be... see what tyres he comes out on. He might pick the C1s, try go to the end, or maybe the C3s again, and then back on his normal strategy. We'll see what he does. Hepner in the pits too, as Woodward catches a big slide out the chicane there. But yeah, the two Griffin Two Griffin Red cars have a 14-second gap, 15-second gap nearly to Stoyan in P3. So yeah, unfortunately we didn't catch the incident there, but yeah, a few cars were involved there, definitely. Yeah, Cyprian's running a little understeering through this fast chicane here, so might have a bit of damage. I don't think he'll pit because he'll just lose more time, but you know, it might be worth doing. We'll see. But, the Griffin Red cars are closing up on each other now. Griffiths was 1.2 seconds faster that lap, and it's only a 1.6 seconds gap now, so that gap's definitely coming down. Oh, it's Woodward struggling around the last corner there. Kay's got past him. I wonder if he has damage. And behind him, we're going to go 3 wide down the straight here. The 2 Bag Academy cars and one of the Rainbow cars, the Reflection cars, trying to go for position as Penn locks up, but manages to keep it going okay.
I swear that livery keeps changing.
Yeah, it's white now. It is supposed to be blue.
It's gone black.
Yeah, not 100% what's going on with that livery. Maybe it's a special feature of it to be some kind of chameleon paint. Not sure.
I was gonna say, yeah, active camo GP.
Yeah, from the back it looks okay, and it looks okay now, but when the sun catches it, it's rainbow camo.
Well, it certainly stands out from the rest.
Maybe something that needs to be checked going into the next race. A lot of drivers harvesting as much battery heading into the hairpin. Whoop. Obviously these cars don't have brake lights on them.
Oh, sorry, Kilgore. Woodward's round. I think it was at the Schumacher S. I think Christoph saw that live on the broadcast. Yeah, he was trying to battle with Penn, I think that was, but he's made a mistake, gone off again. It's disaster. Woodward dropping right the way down the field. But the battle at the front, Amorim's got the DRS on James K. Gets close in the chicane, not able to make the move, but he'll have DRS down this next straight as well. Big snap of oversteer, spinning the wheels up on exit. Now, can he manage to keep it close through the last corner? He can. That's only 4 tenths behind. Might be able to make a move now. So it goes to the outside. K on the inside tries to make a move. Cars behind, fighting for position. Who's that round? Oh, 2 cars round. Penn and McCormack both round at turn 1. Tried to make a move. I think McCormack spotted his own, and then in avoidance. Oh, Penn, yeah, both cars dropping down the order. The chaos all over the field, but at the front, the race is on for P1. Kamishov and Griffiths just separated by 0.6 of a second. I don't think there'll be any team orders at this part of the season. Maybe Christoph can tell us if there's any team orders with these 2 cars. Actually, we've just lost Christoph, so no, he definitely can't tell us. But yeah, we should have a race in our hands for P1 here.
He's probably rushing into the Discord now, telling them team orders. However, yeah, as it currently stands, Kamishov P1, Columba Griffiths P2. Columba actually faster than Kamishov on his previous lap by about 3 tenths.
Yeah, he's just 5 tenths now in the last corner. So close, set fastest lap of the race with a 1:30.1. Kamishov on the inside, Griffiths on the outside. Won't be able to make it still as he loses the rear. Everyone's losing the rear at turn 1. They touch together, the 2 teammates, but looks like Columba has got through. Can Kamishov do anything about it? Does not look like it. Oh, he tries to... Yeah, so that's Griffiths through into P1 with a great move round the outside, sliding that Griffin Red car around the the first corner, and manages to make it stick with a bit of contact, but they seem to have both survived. That 17-second gap, I don't think they're too worried, even if they do crash.
Yeah, you're right there. That 17-second buffer is almost a pit stop right there. Saying that, Kron is catching up to Stoyan. He was faster on his previous lap as well by 1/10. Bruno Amorim, though, gap to him and Kron will be widening with Bruno's last lap. Yeah, the gaps all over the grid now.
Yeah, Kron got a really good exit there through the Schumacher S right behind Stoyan. We'll have the DRS on that next straight. Can he keep it close through the chicane? He looks like he can. Oh, it's Griffiths! Yellow flag for Griffiths. He's made a mistake at the chicane. Allows Kamishov back through there. So Kamashov back into the lead. Columba now down into P2. Both cars still going. They still have that 18-second buffer. We go back to P3, P4. Kron on the outside of Stoyan cannot hold that round the outside of that chicane. Has to settle for P4 still, but you will have the DRS again on this start-finish straight. As you said, Kilgore, the DRS is so strong here. You can come from so far back, but Stoyan might have it on this lap traffic. He doesn't. Looks to try and get the slipstream. Covers the inside from Kron. Kron's later on the brakes. Is he able to make it stick? Ooh, long side into turn 2. Backs out of it. Yeah, smart move. Probably does not want to risk too much. Obviously, it's only lap 9 of 40. First round of the season. You know, you make a mistake now, you could be 20 points already. Obviously, you can make it up. It is a long season, 12 rounds. But yeah, Kron just biding his time, waiting to be able to make a move, you know, without the risk of contact.
The points difference between P3 and P4 is very minor. As well as that, I mean, Stoyan is the Minister of Defence for Romania, so, you know, trying to get past that guy is no easy feat.
Yeah, we've seen before so many times Stoyan just shuts the door, no fear of the other car. You know, he's completely confident in his ability, and the other car just has to sit behind them, and, you know, hopefully they don't make contact, but it usually works out for Cyprian. Ooh, as he has a wobble there into the last corner.
He is gaining on Griffiths. What was it, 18 seconds? Now down to just under...
Ooh, Kron going down the inside. Sorry, Kilgore. Kron's looking to the inside at the chicane. Oh, as they make contact. Banging wheels. You can only get one car through there. Somehow they both survived, but Amorim right behind. Just a second behind, I think, now. Ooh, 3 tenths behind for Amorim. So, but all the cars... No, he's not. He's 10 seconds behind. That's a lap car. Never mind.
So that was some real hard racing there from Cyprian.
Kron's in front into turn 1, Cyprian behind. You said the DRS was strong. He's made the pass before turn 1. Obviously, they had the contact through that chicane, and yeah, Kron has come out on top.
Damage on the side pod for Kron.
Yeah, well, they did come together very hard. There's a lap traffic now in front, not moving out of the way. I don't know who that is. I think that's Anthony Penn. He's held up Kron a little bit there. Yeah, as they both get through now, finally. But yeah, Stoyan just a tenth behind. This is not over yet. Only lap 10 of 40 here at the Nürburgring.
Yeah, Stoyan had to get past him as soon as possible, otherwise that sunbeam was going to blind him.
Yeah, Kron's actually pulled a bit of a gap there out the chicane. I wonder if maybe the contact between the two cars, or Cyprian trying to defend, he's used his battery, maybe has a bit of damage, or maybe his tyres are hot. But Kron able to pull that gap. We'll have the DRS. I don't think he'll be able to make a move. Yeah, he's a little slow on the exit, doesn't get the best exit. We'll see how much he closes. It's 6 tenths at the start of the straight with the DRS OPs. Oh, look at that, 3 tenths, so you gain massive amounts. Oh no, as Kron makes a mistake, slides his car around. Oh, it's disaster for Kron. Stoyan back up into P3, Kron's down in P4. So easy to catch you out, and now he's dropped to P5 as well, so Morim's got through. He's having to reverse the car, a 3-point turn on the grass.
Stone read that perfectly, just weaved his way past the moving chicane. Unfortunately for Kron, having to do a 5-point turn there. Skimanis is not having the race. He's in fact...
Yeah, he's DNF'd.
DNF'd, unfortunate for him. Great start, but yeah, I think was it a collision, just kind of put him out of contention really.
Now, someone who's actually been under the radar a little bit, might mess this pronunciation up, I'm going to guess Cycloven. He started at the back of the grid for JGP Younger. Sorry, JGP Junior team. There we go.
Griffin Red, was it Columba Griffiths Red?
Yeah, he's managed to get his way up to P5, avoiding all those incidents. He's in front of Marino, in front of Owens now. Very, very good start from the back of the grid. I'm not sure if he had problems in qualifying or what, but yeah, he's Darian doing a very, very good job so far in the JGP Junior car. We got Leslie Peters here running P11. Looks like our closest battle on track at the moment for the final point scoring position.
Yeah, I was about to say that is pretty much the closest battle, other than Marino and Owens for P6.
Oh, as he looks to the inside of the chicane, I think he's made the move stick there. Wow, from so far back. Managed to make the move.
Is that Donda?
It is Donda, yeah.
Go on, go on, sir.
But he might... I think he might not have the... Yeah, so he doesn't have the DRS now. Will he be able to defend? We just saw it. Will he defend the inside? Oh, no, he backed... not 100% what's going on there. He seemed to be able to make the move and then just backed out on the straight. Unless they have some kind of agreement. I mean, they're not in the same team, so I'm not 100% what was going on there, because I thought it would have an easy move down to the inside then.
Maybe these guys will have to be very strategic with their overtakes in this car, more so this season. Like we said, the DRS is very overpowered. Someone with a "don't tread on me" snake, very questionable livery. Pretty sure it says in the rules no political liveries, but you know, something slipped under the radar.
Yeah, Marino is following Owens around here. Just staying roughly within a second, 8/10 into the DRS straight. As the DRS won't be able to make a move unless Owens makes a mistake here, which I doubt he will. A very, very proven driver in a Challenger split. Yeah, look at that. Perfect through the chicane. Doesn't make the mistake like a few other drivers have done. Keeps in front. I think we will see the DRS here, though, pulling some of the slower drivers along. You know, you can stay within that second and you can stay within the DRS, which is giving you 3, 4, 5 tenths a lap, maybe. And that can just keep you in the fight, but as soon as you drop outside that 1 second window, if you make a mistake or something, the car in front might just pull away.
The gap to P1 now, just under 7 seconds. Kamishov pulling away. I begin to think Griffiths might be struggling with a bit of damage on his car.
Yeah, we saw him catch and make that pass before, but then he made the mistake at the chicane, lost all that time, and yeah, he's just... Kamishov's the one who's pulling away now, so there may be a bit of damage, or his tyres have, you know, got a bit hot, worn away a little bit whilst they've been hot, and or maybe they're not even cooled. You know, he'd probably be driving angry making that mistake after getting the lead, so yeah, might just be overdriving the car a little bit. I think he's coming into the pits, yeah, so Griffiths into the pits, lap 14 out of 39. It's quite an early pit stop. No, it's about right, actually. Goes into the pit lane. That might allow Stoyan to get into P2. I'm not 100% sure, because he's got a 14-second gap. They might be racing at the line, actually. We'll have to see. So Columba Griffiths on... Oh, he's not in the pits. He's right at the front of the pit lane. Sorry. So yeah, Stoyan into the P2 now, and Morin with a 30-second further back down the road. So Griffiths should come out in P3, I think. Ooh. He comes out the pit lane now. Actually, yeah. So P4 he comes out with Amorim right behind him, in between Amorim and Max. He did tell me how to pronounce this. Shikloven, apparently. Might have messed that up again, but. Yeah, so not actually that good for Griffiths, because he's now between the Bag Academy car and the Younger GP car, so a Younger Junior car, so he's going to be losing time to Kamishov, even though he's got those fresher tyres.
Owens and Marino back and forth, a bit of argy-bargy between them two. I think I just saw someone get a bit of damage on the car.
McCormack behind as well, in the Volpino Arctica car. Oh, as they touch, managed to keep it on the road, but... Yeah, McCormack and Marino here racing, with Owens allowing him to pull away a little bit. Oh, as he runs wide into the hairpin, McCormack down the inside. Oh, the side-by-side coming into the Schumacher S. Yeah, as he sensibly backs out, McCormack does not want to go side-by-side through there. Tuck's right behind. He'll have the DRS, so no need to make the move yet. Oh, as Marino runs wide again, and that allows McCormack through, and he'll have the DRS in addition to that, so... Yeah, just being patient paid off for him there.
Yeah, very smart racing from McCormack there. Just biding his time. I mean, he's already been in the wars this race, so I think he's just, you know, he's a bit shook up. Just wants to get to the end of the race now.
Yeah, now we're riding on board with Columba in P4, fresh tyres, DRS, easily able to dispatch Amorim. Will Shikloven behind be able to get Amorim at the same time? No, he won't. I thought he might have been able to slip at the inside following Griffiths there, but yeah, he didn't. Still behind for the time being, and Columba will be able to make that progress now on those fresh tyres. I think they are, what tyres are they, in fact? Yeah, the C2, so yeah, he's definitely going to the end. Might be able to try and to undercut his teammate here. His teammate has not pitted yet, so he could be vulnerable for it. He is caught in traffic at the moment, too.
As it currently stands, Kamishov set in 131s, which, I mean, is pretty much around the right ballpark. I think he's lost 4/10 of his personal best.
Whoa, big wobble through the last corner there for Kamishov. But another 31, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's doing exactly what he needs to do, to be honest. It's Griffiths who needs to kind of pull his socks up and really kind of...
Sorry, Kilgore. It's another wobble in turn 1. He went to go around the lapped car, and the lapped car let him through. He has a big slide through turn 1, and the lapped car's back in front of him again, so this will not be a quick lap for him. We'll see what lap time Columba, his teammate, can do, who, you know, might be able to undercut him. We've got Siklovan, who's just got past Amorim as well. Stowing into the pits.
It's a big ask for the undercut to work, but you know, a few more mistakes like that, and yeah, Kamishov won't have that breathing space.
Yeah, so Griffiths back into P2, Stoyan in the pit lane, round to the front of the pit lane as they were the highest qualifying Challenger Split team. Yeah, all eyes are on at the moment, Columba and Kamishov. When will Kamishov pit? Will he be able to keep the lead? I mean, 36-second gap, which seems a lot. Griffiths must have been fixing damage, because I think he was in the pit lane for a very long time.
Stoyan down to P6, P7 now, so he has a lot of work ahead of him. McCormick in the pit as well, so yeah, Stoyan should be coming out in P7.
See Kamishov on lap 16 now. Will he pit on those C3 tyres? He will. So Kamishov in the pit lane, 35.4 seconds to his teammate, as he even slides on the pit lane entry, so his tyres are definitely struggling there. Gets it stopped before the pit lane speed limiter. Do not want to pick up a penalty for that.
I was going to ask, I'm guessing that is a new thing this season as well, because I'm seeing a lot of speeding in pit lane.
Oh yeah, yes, didn't bring that up in qualifying. We should have. Yeah, so now drivers can no longer enter the pit lane for basically full speed is what we used to do, and let the game take over the pit limit, and now the cars have to slow down to 100 kilometers an hour before the line. Obviously 80 kilometers an hour is the limit. Sorry, Kamishov's come out the pit lane now already, and Griffiths is only just at the start-finish line, so he must be around 12 seconds in front. I don't know if one of them made a mistake or... Yeah, 13 seconds gap. So both cars pitted. So Columba must have been repairing damage or something in his pit stop, because he's lost so much time.
Yep, and Columba set a 130.5 that last lap. Not his personal best, but a decent lap. So yeah, I mean, yeah, he must have been repairing some damage, like you said.
But further down the order, fighting for P3, we've got Shikloven and Amorim. Amorim with all that experience. Shikloven, a new rookie to the series, a rookie to sim racing, I think, in fact. He's not really done much driving before this, but fighting with Amorim for that podium position. Amorim just about hanging on. They've been back and forth throughout the first half of the race.
But McCormick's just had a mistake. He's just gone off, down in P12 now.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, dropped to P13 behind Woodward. We'll switch back to Shikloven just for the time being as he's following through the Schumacher S.
Ooh, bit of a oversteer there.
Oh.
He's just pitted as well as... So
huge snap of oversteer for Shikloven there. Managed to keep the car, trying to make the move on Amorim around the outside, which was probably never going to work, but now he's got the DRS. Amorim on the inside, Shikloven around the outside. Is he able to get in front? Yes, he is, before the corner even. So Amorim drops to P4, but we've seen the back and forth happen. Amorim will have the DRS, but Shikloven might actually have the DRS on this lapped car. Yeah, so Shikloven gets a very, very lucky traffic there. Gets him the DRS. Amorim behind. Well, he has the DRS, but he's dropped back loads of time, and he's going to have to lap the traffic through the corners. So worked out fantastically for Shikloven. Almost a second ahead of Amorim after just one straight. Oh, sorry, Kron's made a mistake now as well. Oh, 2 cars off, Peters and Kron. I don't know if they've came together on the straight. One of the fastest parts of the circuit. Both cars on either side of the road. Don't know if you saw what happened there, but yeah, it looks like Peters and Kron dropping P10, P11. Yeah, having a not able to recover very fast at all, and yeah, they've dropped well down out of the points now. It's a disaster for those two.
I mean, this is just sort of proving grounds in a sense. You know, it's been so long since these guys have raced all with one another. All these different, I don't know, driver personalities, I'd say. You know, all these different racing styles being put to the test. Kron and Peters both in the pits.
Yeah, so after that, well, I'm thinking it was a collision between them. I'm not 100%. Both made the decision to pit, which is probably for the best. You don't want to be carrying damage for the remainder of the race. We're just about a half distance now. Now here's Kamishov about to lap another traffic. Yep, there he goes. Has an 8.7 second gap to his teammate, so comfortable lead. But you know, one big mistake again, and it could all change.
No, so Moram's in the pit and Marino as well. Stoyan back up to P4. So Cloven will likely need to pit as well. Ooh.
Morin with a big lock-up there, coming out the pit lane actually. Those cold tyres catching him out a little bit. Didn't lose too much time, maybe just a 2 or 3 tenths, but you know, come out P5, which isn't bad. Stoyan in front, 13 second gap, so they're very big gaps at the front of the field. We've got Jacob Anderson down in P12, fighting McCormack for P11. McCormack was running so high near the start, but now he's dropped to P12. Anderson making the move. Big puff of smoke as he locks the brakes, but manages to get in front. McCormack already dropping back through this first sector. It's very hard to follow through these corners, and if you have damage, you have worn tyres, this is where you're going to be losing the time. Oh, a big slide for Anderson there. McCormack goes right back through, so you know, maybe not able to make the move to come back straight away, but puts the pressure on Anderson, who is, I think, in his first race here in Formula Trout, and yeah, makes that little mistake and drops back behind McCormack.
I've got a lot of prompts coming up here, speeding in pit lane, especially from William Knowles. He's not even in the pits. Oh, he is now, yeah. William Knowles, Andy Marino, Bruno Morin, Alexander Kron.
Sorry, Anderson's just got back through again. McCormack was so slow, but now he's in front. I don't know if he was playing the DRS game there. Will he have the DRS? He will. So I think McCormack just let Anderson through for the DRS and then repassed him before the straight even. We got a yellow flag out for Morim. Oh, Morim's made a mistake in that first sector. Drops to P6, lets Owens through. So Amorim there with a little bit of a problem. I was just saying, Bruno, a lot of experience, but it shows a lot of experience does not mean you're immune to a mistake, and Marino is 1.5 seconds behind him now. McCormack and Anderson are fighting once again. Lap traffic getting in the way of the two cars. Oh, as McCormack gets the switchback on Anderson there, but this lap traffic is it lap traffic or is it Kamishov? It's Kamishov, sorry, it's not lap traffic, it's lapping traffic. Yeah, so both the McCormack and Anderson there trying to get out the way, and in the kerfuffle, the McCormack manages to get past through Anderson again. Oh, it's a big slap of oversteer. We're seeing all these drivers with these huge slides coming out of the corners.
Head shaking as well. Quite funny to see.
But yeah, Anderson's behind McCormack again, the other way around to what we saw before. Will McCormack let him through again to get the DRS? He will. And Anderson falls for the bait once again, runs wide, just as he did before, and McCormack's got through, takes the apex, and I think he'll have the DRS. He does. Played him like a fiddle. Anderson, the lap before, went through, let McCormack have the DRS, and then he did exactly the same thing the lap after, and then made a mistake himself on the exit, allowing his teammate, Anderson, to get close to him as well. So Anderson and Anderson here are wheel to wheel, and Griffiths right behind wants to lap them. Oh, this is not good for Columba. These cars are having jostling for position themselves, not looking in their mirrors, not looking at the blue flags, holding Columba up, who's must have lost around a second then, having to back off.
Yeah, this is very unfair for Columba, who's kind of just a passenger here. Can't really do much.
Yeah, obviously you want to overtake, but you don't want to get contact. Yeah, it's not your fault, but you're going to be the one losing time. The guys at the back, yeah, they're losing time, but it's a different race. You know, obviously they're a lap down. They're kind of doing their own thing. Who's off there? Someone's off into the gravel at the chicane. I think that's a Vulpino Arctico car. Oh, it's McCormack. Disaster for McCormack. Gets in front of Anderson twice with a great strategy with a DRS, and then makes a mistake at that chicane. I don't know if he was maybe getting out the way of the lap cars and made the mistake, getting out the way of Columba there, but yeah, he's dropped down to P14 after, you know, making those positions back up after the early mistake again, but he's going to have to get in front of Penn, Anderson, and Anderson again if he wants any shot at points. There is 17 laps remaining. Following Marino around here with Amara. Amara made that mistake around 2 or 3 laps ago. Dropped a few positions in Sector 1. Marino right behind him. Will be within DRS if he can keep it this close. Just a few corners to go before that DRS straight.
So due to the nature of the scheduling, we'll be hosting Challenger Split interviews after the Master Split race. However, as Carlos wasn't able to finish the race, let's get him in here for an interview. Hey Carlos, unfortunate about your race. You had a really good start, qualifying, was it P8 was it? Managed to make your way up. Walk us through it.
I wasn't happy with the qualifying. First of all, should have been around P5, P6, but I've been really tired due to all commitments. And yeah, happy with the start of the race. I got rear-ended in turn 2, which gave me a yellow rear wing. The balance was a bit weird, but it went well. I was happy with the pace. I was sort of lapping the same as the guys ahead, just a couple of seconds back. Then someone spun at the chicane, and next lap they rear-ended me at turn 13, I think it is. So red front wing, orange rear wing, and there was no hope. But driving that, I pitted for C2s. Coming out, first couple of laps are good. Then I think Bruno Amrim came out in front of me, and I just spun in the kink with DRS open. That did not happen to me once before. So yeah, that just set me back quite a long way. And then but the next lap I just had hot rear tires, spun in turn 4 and hit the rear wing, hit the front wing, and it was red again. So I would have been lapped by the top 10 if I recovered and pitted. So yeah, didn't feel like continuing much.
Yeah, I mean, this is just unfortunate that, you know, I mean, it's the first round. You know, everyone's still kind of finding their feet. I mean, it's good to see your potential though, especially that first lap. But yeah, definitely, obviously an uphill battle for you, unfortunately.
Yeah, I feel like I can be higher up than I was today. It's just that real life commitment's been working for the last 3 days for 12 hours. I woke up at 6 today and it's now almost 10 p.m. So it's a lot of factors, but I need to practice more as well. That's a big issue. I just need to commit more for this as well.
Well, we like seeing you out there on track, so you know, keep up the good work. You know, there's definitely positives to be taken from this race. But yeah, best of luck, man.
Thanks, Maxi is waiting for interview as well, by the way.
Okay, let's get Maxi in here as well. Hey, Maxi.
Hello.
You're not racing until later, but why don't you walk us through your race prep?
Yeah, race prep has been a lot of race stints mainly. As you've seen during the race, I've been following you guys commentating on the Challenger race, and it does seem to be very difficult for the guys during the race. The car feels completely different to qualifying. It's obviously much heavier. It's much more difficult to.
Oh, sorry, we were just riding on board with your driver, Shikloven, then. He went to go round the outside of Owens and got on the grass. Nearly made contact. He's managed to keep going. Sorry for the interruption. I thought we were going to see a huge crash then. They've managed to keep out of the wall.
Very from him.
Very talented driver you managed to sign here, Cicloden. Definitely.
He has. Yeah, he definitely. Sorry to interrupt. He definitely has potential for the season. He started from last place, had an issue with qualifying, couldn't complete a lap, and yeah, already now having pitted. I think this is the last pit stop by the strategy we've done, and yeah, looking good for P4 potentially, and maybe even the podium if we can catch up Cyprian.
On the topic of your driver, yeah, going down the inside of Owens at the chicane, the hairpin, he was held up by traffic. Oh, they're gonna try go side by side into the Schumacher S. Yeah, he makes the smart option and backs out. We've seen a few drivers doing that, going side by side there. Would be very, very risky. He'll have the DRS again this lap. Hopefully he can stay off the grass this time.
DRS immensely powerful in these cars as well. I was going to mention that.
So here he comes, Shikloven with the DRS on the outside this time. Doesn't want to make the same mistake again. Closes the DRS quite early, but yeah, he's already through on the... Oh, as he slides. Oh, bit of commentator's curse there. Yeah, big slide. Allows Owens back through. It's not dropped back too much, but the lapped cars got back in between them. 1.3 seconds to Owens, who's going to have to close that gap up again and get the get back into that DRS range.
Sorry.
Still doing a tremendous job keeping with the Owens, you know.
I think there is an incident that just happened there. Yeah, I think that lap car, something happened there. But yeah, I was going to mention that Darian is on the softer tire right now and fresh tire as well, because he's done the reverse strat. We discussed starting on the harder tire and finishing on the C3, which is softer for him. He started on C2, so I think he has a bit of a pace advantage over Owens just from the tires. But yeah,
still plenty to go in the race. You know, I mean, I think the gap to Stoyan just seems a bit too big, but P4 definitely on the cards. And it will be a great result for Younger Junior.
Yeah, especially from the position he started. Great to see Cyprian back on the podium.
Yeah, well, you know, still got a few laps to go, but yeah, no, he's putting a stellar performance, starting all the way back in P7, I believe.
And also the Griffin Red Boys, Kamashov was one of our drivers last season, so I'm happy to see him leading the race as well.
Yeah, no bad blood there. Always happy to see your previous driver doing well. Quite excited to see what Halligan and Toby are capable of.
Sorry to interrupt, Kilgore. Amarim went to go for a move on Marino there. Looked like he had the inside, but Marino's held on through turn 1, got back on the inside for turn 2, and is staying in front for the time being. Just 3 tenths separating these two drivers at the moment. Oh, as I think Amorim went deep there, almost got into the rear of Marino. Yeah, lost a few tenths, managed to keep it on the road, but almost contact between those two.
Going back ahead, looks like the battle for P1 pretty much stagnant at the moment. Kamishov seems to have the upper hand. Saying that, I mean, Columbia Griffiths is gaining.
Oh, sorry, Marino, that big snap of oversteer through the chicane, lost the position. Amorim's got the DRS as well, so Amorim not having to make the traditional overtake. Marino's made the mistake there. Not sure if he'll be able to catch up because Amorim was faster. Go on, Kilgore, sorry.
Yeah, Columbia Griffiths 1 second faster than Kamishov on that previous lap. Kamishov must have had an issue. But yeah, 6 seconds separates both drivers.
Well, we've seen a lot of the cars getting in traffic. Columbia navigating some of that traffic here. One of the Bag Academy cars gets the DRS. I shouldn't lose too much, but yeah, just 5.8 seconds separating them now. You get, you know, one car in front of you blocks you for a few corners, doesn't get out of the way, doesn't adhere to the blue flags, and you will just lose, you know, 1, 2, 3 seconds, and that might allow your teammate to get within, well, any car to get within DRS range.
So, as it currently stands, just 10 more laps to go around the inaugural Challenger split. It's not inaugural, is it? What am I saying? The first race of the season.
Yeah. Oh, it's behind. We've just seen Woodward get past one of the Supernal cars. Herrero does move out the way for Griffiths. But yeah, we saw the Supernal car had to get out of the way of Columbia because of that lapped car, and that allowed Woodward, who could move out the way on the straights instead of the corners, to get right behind him, and he's made that move already back in front of him. Now, back up in P5 actually, Shiklovan has caught back up to Owens for P4, back within DRS range. Maxi said he's on the alternative strategy. Maxi is the team boss of Younger GP, quite unsurprisingly. His surname is quite a giveaway. But yeah, Chiklovan just 3 tenths there. Owens made a bit of a mistake, and with those fresher tyres, he's caught right up to Owens. Oh, it's Columbus pitted in P2.
Huh.
Not sure why. I suppose he has the gap to Stoian to be able to maybe set fastest lap, but I thought he would have kept going. He might have had a chance at P1 if there was any mistakes in front of him.
Well, as it currently stands, he has the fastest lap. But maybe he has just conceded.
A bit of a weird one, because he's now 28 seconds behind his teammate. Unless there's a major incident, I think that's pretty much sealed now for Kamishov. Never say never, anything can happen, but yeah, weird move for Columbia there. Chiklovan within the DRS now of Owens, closing in on the straight into the chicane, but obviously too far back to be able to make a move at the moment. Well, he might be able to make a move now, depending on how much battery Owens has left in the car. He does defend the inside a little bit. Darian gets right behind, not able to close up. Well, is able to close up, not able to make the move. Follows him through Sector 1, where he was so strong before compared to Owens. Owens is just tiptoeing around. Chiklovan's just attacking him right on his bumper, on his gearbox. These cars don't have bumpers, they have rear wings. But anyway, oh, Herrero's made a mistake. Yeah, Herrero's dropped down to P10 there, making a mistake. I think he was running P8 with Marino before, so disaster for him. Allowed his teammate to go through. We go back on board with Chiklovan. Owens is actually, looks like he's having trouble. He's going through the Schumacher S there, and he's just tiptoeing, understeering wide through the chicane as well. Now Chiklovan will have the DRS on this straight, gets about the same exit, just 3 tenths behind. Owens will have to go defensive here unless he lets him through to try and get the DRS for the straight. He does actually. Owens lets him through. Can he come back at the next straight? Looks like... I'm going to say this is excellent racecraft. I don't think he meant to do that. I think he broke quite early to let Shikloven through, unless he is having a problem. Oh, big snap of oversteer. Yeah, so... I think it's just the tyres have gone. He was 1.1 seconds slower that lap than Shikloven. Owens was. Closes up with the DRS, but yeah, not able to do anything. I think Shikloven should be able to pull away now. He obviously is the faster car with the faster tyres. Yeah, 1 second already to Amara Owens.
Columba going for a personal best. 2 purple sectors so far. Just coming through the final chicane now. Let's see where that puts him.
Yeah, must definitely be going for fastest lap. We're riding on board with Columba now through the last corner. Absolutely perfect, not like he did in qualifying. What is the lap time? 1:29.1, so that's a very, very fast lap time for the race, and that is fastest lap of the race so far. That will get him 1 extra point.
Still a 26-second gap to his teammate. Like we said, he's pretty much conceded. P2, which, I mean, long season ahead of him. Plenty more chances to take the challenge to Kamishov. Definitely has the potential.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, P2, you know, it's still a very good result. 18 points, 19 with that fastest lap. And, you know, maybe on those older tyres he would have tried to push to catch up to his teammate, but those older tyres are going to have less grip, going to be easier to have a big slide, make a big mistake, and could throw you in the wall. You lose 20, 30, 40 seconds, or it might even put you out the race, and then you'd be getting 0 points compared to 18. So a 7-point difference would turn into a 25-point difference immediately. And, you know, long season. This is the first round of the season here at the Nürburgring. We have 12 more rounds to go, I believe. A lot of very, very exciting circuits this season, I will say. Lots of more traditional circuits, things like Zandvoort, Spa, Silverstone. Monza's back on the calendar this season too. Very European calendar. I think the only races in other continents are Brazil and Suzuka, yeah, which are both the final rounds of the season. Unlike real Formula 1, we're very conscious of the environment, so we've got all the European races together, you see.
Yeah. Ready to go on the extra mile. Or not.
Yeah. Yeah, the gaps have... oh, sorry. I was going to say the gaps have opened up, but Shikloven must have made a mistake, because Owens has just got back through. He must have gone wide at the chicane, and has allowed Owens to get back into P4. I said Shikloven would be the one pulling away. Pulling away is one thing, but if you're making a mistake, and doesn't really make a difference at the end of the day. Owens back into P4. Yeah, so you can see the lap time there. Shikloven was a 1:36.6, so he's lost 4 seconds to Owens on that lap. I wonder if maybe those earlier mistakes he made at the chicane when he was trying to overtake Owens, he's worn those tyres. He's on the C3s, which are the softer compound. They're not going to last as long, and he's just overheated them a little, worn them, and the pace has just dropped off. And, you know, he's trying to push them, trying to build the gap, but the car's much more oversteery.
Well, he's losing that gap to the DRS zone. So he might have to just settle for 5th at this rate.
I don't think it's over yet. 5 laps remaining, but yeah, I can't be doing that.
You're right. Plenty of chances still to go. Columba Griffith still trying to ebb away, maybe just perfecting that lap.
Ooh, as he's being held... Ooh, almost came into the contact with traffic there. One of the Supernal cars. One of the Supernal Junior cars, or whatever their second team is called. Sorry, I'm not sure if it's Junior or Academy or something, but yeah, it almost came together with Columba there, who was trying to lap them. We've seen so much problems with cars impeding other cars. We run blue flags here in Formula Trout. The drivers all know the rules. They all agree with them before they can race. You know, you respect blue flags, you need to move out the way 1.5 seconds as soon as possible, but it doesn't seem to be going on here, and a lot of cars are getting very, very close to having incidents here. Obviously, this is our Challenger split, so a lot of the drivers are rookies, are new to the series. It's not unusual for some drivers, I don't want to sound disrespectful, but to be a bit overwhelmed. You know, they're driving the car, which is a very, very difficult car to drive. 1,000 horsepower, 850, 900 kilos, huge tyres, huge downforce, and they're managing the car, and they've got blue flags, and managing the tyres, managing the battery. Cars coming up behind them, they're in their own race, and then, yeah, it's easy to be caught out, just not paying attention.
Just to confirm, I believe the team is called Supernal Racing. I can't see a registered team in the Master Split.
That's the blue car.
It says here Supernal Racing, Mason Owens and Bruno Amorim. Bruno? Okay. Ignore me then. Supernal Racing Academy, yeah. Sorry,
Yeah, Supernal Racing Academy. Yeah. Ooh, there's Herrero and Ignace here are racing. I think Herrero might have made a mistake there, ran wide at the chicane, has allowed his teammate through. These are two of the cars which are getting caught up the other side of traffic. You know, the cars in front getting impeded by traffic, the cars further back having to move out the way, and maybe they're lining up a pass on their other drivers. They have to move out the way and just drop back for the time being, which can quite affect their race as well. So you know, it's in their best interest to keep that pace up so they don't get lapped. Kamishov at the front of the field, just starting his 36th lap, just four laps to go? Yes, 4 laps to go. Comes into sector 1, you can see the traffic everywhere. On to manage. Columbus caught him almost 2 seconds a lap. He's not obviously, well, I mean, I doubt he's going to be able to overtake unless Kamishov makes quite a fatal mistake, but yeah, seems to be okay at the moment. I imagine Kamishov's just taking it easy, getting his way through the traffic without any accidents. One of the Bag Academy cars moves out of the way here to let him through. Or not, got that wrong.
Yeah, it's been fairly uneventful once these guys finally found themselves in the
What
group.
happened there? Oh,
As
Kamishov just...
Bruno...
Yeah, they just touched. Amorim was trying to let him through. He must have broke late, and that allowed him through. He said he was trying to be careful. They've just came together. And now the car behind him is trying to unlap himself. Who is that? Oh, yeah, he doesn't make the move, but we just said that he's trying to be careful, not get involved in any incidents. He's now racing the lapped cars, trying to unlap themselves, which is obviously a big no-go. Well, if you're faster, you can do it, but this is the race leader. He's going to be one of the fastest cars on the track, and he's getting punched around here by cars which should be getting out of the way for him. So Griffith's just 15 seconds back now. He's cleared the traffic for the time being, but yeah, I don't think there was any malicious intent there. I don't think Amorim was trying to race him. I think he just moved to the inside and misjudged it. There is another driver which did exactly the same thing, which is me last season at Canada. Oh, as Amorim spins. Yeah, Amorim spins there. He has the damage must have the damage from the contact with the leader. Yeah, put him into a spin. He's got a very large gap to Woodward there, but yeah, it's not going too well for Amorim after he started off so strongly. Yeah, what I was saying, last season back at Canada, I was the car being lapped. I'd had a horrible race and my teammate was leading, and I was so like, I must get out the way. I was overwhelmed by, I need to get out the way. I can't impede him. That I actually managed to not really look where I was going. I touched the grass and ended up touching with my teammate, putting us both into a spin. Very, very embarrassing. Not what you want to do, which is what Amorim just did, I think. I think he was so, looking in his mirrors, trying to get out the way of the leader, that he ended up making a mistake and came into contact with the leader. He could get a penalty for that if Kamishov feels like reporting it. Might get away with it because Kamishov is in a very, very comfortable lead and nothing really came of it, but Yeah, quite a rookie mistake for quite an experienced driver here, Morum. He's obviously done quite a few seasons of Trout League, but you know, I made exactly the same error, so
These things happen, man. It's like you said, you overthink it. I don't think it was any malicious intent. Obviously not. But
so you allowed Columba through just before the last corner, nice and clean. 13 seconds to Kamishov on the penultimate lap. I think Kamishov's got this sealed, but further down the order for P9 and P8, the Supernal Racing Academy cars back at it again. Herrero down the inside with the DRS open, no defense there. I think they're kind of just happy with their positions. It's obviously a nice strong double points finish for the new Supernal Racing Academy team, the B team, or the sister team to Supernal Racing. Yeah, it's nice to have a solid double points finish for their debut. I know Owens is running P4 for the main Supernal team. I'm not sure where his teammate is. I'm not sure who his teammate is. It's definitely not over yet. They're still within 5/10 of each other. We've seen the back and forth with the DRS, and they showed no signs of defending before, so they're just trying to take it easy, I suspect. Kamishov starts the final lap of the race, but what following this battle here, P8 and P9, oh, slide, manages to save it, but yeah, that battle I said was brewing there is being taken off the brew because he made a little mistake and has dropped just outside the DRS, so I think that should seal it for Herrero in P8. On board with Kamishov here, our race leader for Griffin Racing Red, Griffin Red, the sister team of Griffin Racing, which is who I drive for in Challenger Split. I've obviously talked to Kamishov, I've talked to Columba a lot about strategy. It's good to see that in Challenger Split at least it's worked out, because you know they seem to be having a very, very good race. A 34-second gap Stoyan in P3 to Griffiths, so commanding performance from both drivers here.
yeah, this has definitely done good stuff for you know, a lot of drivers today. Their stocks have definitely appreciated in price.
As Kamishov rounds the final corner at the Nürburgring, the first round of the season, and Kamishov takes the win in the Challenger Split.
It was a pretty commanding drive from Kamishov, to be honest. From the get-go, stealing the P1 from his teammate, ignoring the poorly commentated start for myself. I'm going to put it down to lag.
Cyprian is hopefully going to take P3. He is running quite far back from P2, has already finished the race. We'll just look back now to Darian Shkloven, who is still racing Owens. He's on those fresher tyres. It's the final lap of the race. He's just 3/10 behind. Owens has held on, lost the place, got it back and held on, but will Shkloven be able to make the pass? It's the final lap of the race. Stoyan crosses the line in third. That's a podium for Golf Racing. Shkloven looks to the outside. Owens parks his car on the inside. Big slide. Race down to the last corner. Slide for Shkloven on those fresher tyres. Will he look down the inside? Oh, Owens leaves him the room, but looks like Owens will have the fourth place. Shkloven in fifth. Very close finish between those two there.
Yeah, those guys, good racing. I mean, Owens leaving him just enough room, but trusting his own ability to stay ahead, because that looked really close.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was only 2/10 at the line there. We would have seen, well, we might have seen some more aggressive drivers maybe at the last corner there just shut that door on Shkloven, which might have worked. But if Shkloven had just stuck his nose in, that would have put them, well, probably put the car on the outside into a spin, and you would have lost the position. Wouldn't have been your fault, but you'd be the one losing the position there. So, yeah, but for Griffin Gaming Red, fantastic finish. P1, P2, 1-2 finish for the first round of the season here in Challenger Split.
Yeah, so that's Kamishov P1, Griffiths P2, Stoyan P3, Owens P4, Saklovan P5, Amorin P6, Woodward P7, Herrero P8. Who's that in P9? Sorry, you keep moving and it's gone all pixelated. Dorxis? That is not how you pronounce
Yes.
it.
Yeah, I'm not 100% how to pronounce it, but yeah, he's one of the supernal drivers, and then it's Marino in P10, rounding out the points finishes.
So that rounds off, the points finishing positions. We said we would do Challenger Split interviews afterwards. How long have we got until the next race? I mean, don't you have to go now?
No time. Yes, so thanks
No
for
time.
watching, everyone. I participate in the Master Splits. You'll see me driving, and there will be a stream starting very soon, which will be hosted by Kilgore Trout, who is with me at the moment. Thank you, everyone, and goodbye.